Howdy y'all, in today's video we're going to dive into a hot topic, intermittent fasting. I've seen this all over social media, on Instagram, TikTok, even Threads, people talking about the benefits, maybe even the downsides of intermittent fasting. In this video today, we're going to discuss exactly what is intermittent fasting, we'll discuss what are ways to do it, and at the very end of the video I'll give you 3 potential benefits and 1 downside of implementing intermittent fasting. One more bonus at the end of the video, I'll give you my tips of what I do currently to help out when it comes to my health and fasting. Guys, let's talk about food. Howdy y'all, Dr. Islam here, aka your poop guru and gut microbiome expert. I'm a board certified gastroenterologist trained at the Mayo Clinic, and my passion is to give you, yes you, the best tips and tricks so you can live your best life from the top all the way down to the bottom. If you haven't already, don't forget to smash that like button, like, share, and subscribe, and come see us at Lubbock Gastro for all your GI needs, while we can take care of what's going on in your gut. Now, I've been a fan of intermittent fasting. I've been doing it off and on for about 5 years or so. There's some seasons in my life when I feel like, yes, I want to do intermittent fasting to get tighter, to get stronger, to feel better. And there are other times I'm like, nah, I don't want to worry about it at this point in time. We'll discuss exactly what is intermittent fasting. Intermittent fasting is nothing special. It is basically a different way of eating. You are essentially skipping one meal throughout the day. For a lot of people, including me, whenever I do intermittent fasting, I typically skip breakfast. And so you're fasting from dinner time up until breakfast, usually about a 16 or a 15-hour fast. Then you break that fast at lunchtime, eat dinner, and then you continue that fast. And they have other people who do the opposite way, in which they have breakfast, have lunch, and basically just skip dinner and don't eat all the way up until breakfast time. Now, there's nothing special about this. You're just basically changing the way that you're eating by eliminating one particular meal. Now, there are other ways to do intermittent fasting besides the 16-8 method, which is the one that I typically practice whenever I do intermittent fasting. Once again, that is 16 hours of fasting with 8 hours of eating. Some people do it within days, where they have 2 days where they completely restrict their calories, and the other 7 days they have a normal caloric intake. And have other people do maybe a 24-hour or even a 72-hour fast, in which they totally realign how they're doing. Now, there are different variations of intermittent fasting. I'll tell you at the end of the video what I particularly do, but it really just depends on your goals, your lifestyle, and what is easier for you as well. So what are the benefits of intermittent fasting or fasting in general? Let's talk about them. There are 3 main benefits people have been seeing and what we're seeing in the science as well. Number 1 is the power of autophagy. This is the idea where it's a cellular process in which you clean out or get rid of cellular damage and promote cellular regeneration. Now, this is what the big thing is when it comes to intermittent fasting, and we've seen some science behind this, in which fasting or restricting your calories actually helps you prolong life in some individuals, and actually can change the cellular makeup of what is going on in that microscope of the cells that really affect what we do on an everyday basis. The idea is when you're fasting, your body becomes more efficient in the cleaning process, in this autophagy process, and in the repair process as well. So you're getting rid of all the bad cells, the cells that are not working, and doing repairment on some of the cells that you can hopefully regenerate and get back up to where you need them to be. And like I said before, we've seen evidence how this can possibly change longevity, how long we live, and also can change some of the makeup of what's going on a cellular level. Now, I have to stress that one of the most recent studies that we've seen, and one of the most recent papers in the New England Journal of Medicine, the effects of this on intermittent fasting is not long-term, meaning we see a change in that makeup in a short-term period. But in terms of long-term, we're not seeing a lot of evidence that we're seeing a lot of change that occur when it comes with this through months or years. Number 2 is improved insulin sensitivity. This is the gold standard, the key metric that we're trying to do when it comes to diabetes and insulin control. We know that diabetes, or those individuals that actually are not able to lose weight, one of the key components of that is lack of insulin sensitivity. And we've seen that those individuals that do intermittent fasting or fasting of some sort can actually upregulate how sensitive your cells are for insulin, decreasing your risk for diabetes and decreasing your risk for all the complications that can occur from that. And for those that are pre-diabetic or actually have diabetes, there is evidence that doing intermittent fasting can minimize or even reverse that risk. We know that diabetes is an obesity problem and a food problem. And And if we can minimize the amount of food that you're having and improve the sensitivity of your cells to insulin, we can possibly, and we've seen evidence for this, decrease that risk for developing diabetes. And then number 3, the third benefit of intermittent fasting, which I'm fascinated with, is there's a change in the gut microbiome. So you guys know, if you've been watching my videos, the microbiome is the root cause for a lot of your GI issues. And this is the reason why you're not feeling good, why you're feeling bloated, maybe having joint issues and gut issues. And we've seen evidence that a change in how you eat, specifically fasting, can alter your gut microbiome to improve it, make it better and more efficient. And by doing that, we're hoping we can see a translation of that into GI conditions and other conditions as well. Now let's talk about some of the downsides, because people on social media, all these posts, don't talk about some of the downsides when it comes to intermittent fasting. So downside number 1, it is hard. I will tell you it is hard. When you first do it, you feel like crap because you're either skipping a meal, which your body is used to, you get tired, you get fatigued, you just don't feel very, very good. Number 2, it's very important that you don't make this into something that's super restrictive. And there are individuals that are already restricting so much of their diet, and this is something we don't want. If you're already avoiding certain foods or you're already restricting your diet for other things, you don't want to add intermittent fasting on top of that. It's going to make things worse and it's going to be dangerous for you. And then number 3, it's not the cure-all for everything, because if you still eat like crap during the 6 or 8 hours when you're eating, guess what? It is not going to work, all right? You can't be eating Twinkies and Oreos and having ice cream and having all this red meat during the times when you're eating. It's not going to make your microbiome better. It's not gonna help you lose weight. And for sure, it's not gonna decrease your risk of developing diabetes. You have to be cognizant of what you're eating, and it's not a cure-all for everything. So what do I do as a GI doctor? So I've changed my thoughts on intermittent fasting for a long time. I still am a big fan, and for a lot of my patients, in the right patient that are hoping to lose weight, improve their GI issues, I do recommend doing intermittent fasting. However, I do want to be specific, because if you already have an eating disorder, if you're already restricting your diet, you don't want to do this, because I don't want to make things worse. I stopped doing intermittent fasting these past couple of months because I found that I'm actually trying to change what is going on inside my GI tract, meaning I want to try and actually build more muscle, get more bigger, get swole. And by doing intermittent fasting, I can't do that. But what I do instead is that I do a 24-hour fast. So I have decided for the past couple of months to do a fast every single Monday. And for me, I have found this to be a lot better of a game change than doing the intermittent fasting. And I do this for a number of different reasons. Number 1, I do feel like it resets my body from the weekend, because the weekend, it's hard. I want to enjoy my kids. I want to go out with my family. We have something good to eat. And I know that on the weekends, I'm not as strict with my diet as I am during the weekday. And that Monday gives me a point where I'm going to completely fast and make sure I don't eat. Number 2, I really find that Mondays for me suck anyways. I hate Mondays. I hate going to work on Mondays. I just hate Mondays. And so let me just go ahead and see what I can do to make my Mondays a little bit better. By fasting, I'm more focused, I'm more driven, I can get stuff done also. And number 3, I really do feel like doing at least one 24-hour fast gives you the willpower to accomplish what you want to accomplish. People don't realize how much an effect food has on your decisions, on what you do for your life, and how it can affect you mentally. And I know that on Monday, I'm going to force my body to listen to my mind. And by doing that, I'm going to make sure that I can take control over that and allow me to get the goals that I want to do. And by having that fasting period on Mondays gives me that, I feel like that superpower that allows me to control my body, at least control how my body's going to be and react. And so this is one of the big things I have found to be beneficial for me by doing a fast, is by having that control and that mental mastery. So here's my call to action to you. If you want to consider doing some sort of fast, whether it's an intermittent fast or maybe a 24-hour fast like I do every single week, speak to your healthcare provider first to make sure that you're the right person for this, because it's not for everyone and may not be the right thing for you. So speak to your doctor, find out what they have to say, and see if this may be an option to hopefully get your GI tract and your body and your mental well-being back on track. Here's my question today for you guys. Have you tried intermittent fasting? Have you tried any sorts of fast? Has it worked for you? What hasn't worked? Comment down below. I would love to hear what you guys have to say. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to smash that like button, like, share, and subscribe. And come see us at Lubbock Gastro for all your GI needs. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel where you can get more information. Guys, so thank you for watching. Don't forget, let's talk about poop. Thanks, everyone.